Hey everyone, today we're going to tackle one of the biggest questions out there. How do we actually find meaning in our lives right now? We're going to dive into 4 incredible pathways, all inspired by philosopher Frank Martella's amazing book, A Wonderful Life.
So let's just jump right in with the big one. What do we live for? I mean, really? For so many of us in this crazy, fast-paced world we're in, this question feels, it feels more urgent and a lot more complicated than it ever has before.
What's so interesting is that this whole personal quest for meaning, it's actually a pretty new thing. For most of human history, the answers were kind of handed to us, right? By our community, our faith, our role in society. But then, a couple of centuries ago, everything started to change. Huge revolutions in science, industry, politics, and suddenly, the focus shifted from the we to the me.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly. Think about it. We made a trade. We gave up the structure of these really tight community bonds and shared beliefs, and in return, we got this incredible, unprecedented freedom. Now, the amazing part is we get to choose our own path. The tough part? We're left with this kind of existential uncertainty that our ancestors just never had to think about. So that really is the core challenge of modern life, isn't it? With all this freedom, we have to be our own compass. We have to actively figure out our own direction. And that is exactly what we are going to figure out how to do today.
All right, so the book gives us a solution built on 4 amazing pillars. Let's start with the first 2 because they're all about finding meaning, not by looking inside ourselves, but by looking out, by connecting to the people and the world right around us.
Okay, so the first pillar is relationships. And I mean, look at this data. It could not be clearer. When people were asked what gives their life the most meaning, a whopping 69% said family. You add friends to that and you're at almost 90%. It's obvious. We are wired for connection. It's where we find our deepest sense of meaning.
This reminds me of a fantastic story about the Formula One driver Sebastian Vettel. Way before he was a huge name, before all the fame and the championships, his doctor gave him this really important piece of homework. He said, "I want you to write down the names of the people who are most important to you right now before you become famous." Because he knew that success would change everything. A lot of new people would come into his life. And that list, that was his anchor. It was a physical reminder of the real, true relationships that are the foundation of a good life.
Now, the second pillar just flows so perfectly from this idea of connection. It's about helping others. It's this simple but powerful idea that our lives become so much more meaningful when we stop asking, "What can I get?" and start asking, "What can I give?" And get this is not just some feel-good platitude. It has real physical effects. In one incredible study, a group of older adults were given some money. The ones who spent it on other people saw their blood pressure drop significantly. We're talking about a health benefit that's on par with starting a new exercise routine. So yeah, giving is literally good for your health. Okay, so we've looked outward for meaning. Now we're going to flip the script and turn inward. The next 2 pillars are all about finding that meaning from inside ourselves, through the journey to being authentic and striving for excellence.
The third pillar is authenticity, and it really comes down to this powerful concept called autonomy. Now, this isn't just about freedom from things, like rules or bosses. It's the freedom to be your true self, to make choices that come from your deepest values, not from what you think other people expect from you.
And this is a really crucial distinction we have to make. We often mix up autonomy with this kind of selfish individualism that's all about me first, but that's not it at all. True autonomy is about authenticity. It's about being the author of your own life story, and you can be totally 100% authentic while also being deeply connected to other people. They aren't opposites, they actually work together. And that brings us to our 4th and final pillar, excellence. This is all about finding a skill, anything really, that you care about, and just pouring yourself into it. You know, like a chef who finds real beauty in a perfectly cooked meal, or a programmer who gets lost for hours solving a complex problem. There's such a deep meaning in that kind of mastery. When you get that deep into it, practice stops feeling like work and starts feeling like play. That's the state of flow. And that excellence you develop, that becomes your unique gift to the world. So we have our 4 pillars: relationships, helping others, authenticity, and excellence. But there's one last, really profound shift in mindset we need to make all of this click. And it's this: we have to stop treating life like it's a project, like it's some checklist of goals we just have to get through. There's this classic Zen story that just nails this idea perfectly. So a man is being chased by a tiger. He runs off a cliff, but manages to grab onto a branch. He looks up, and there's the tiger. He looks down, and there are crocodiles waiting. It couldn't be worse, right?
Then he sees two little mice, and they start chewing on the branch he's holding onto. But right in that moment, he notices a single perfect wild strawberry growing right there. So he reaches out, he picks it, and he eats it.
And his thought in that moment of absolute crisis? Wow, this strawberry is incredibly sweet. That's it. That's the whole point. Even with danger literally everywhere, and his future completely uncertain, he found this profound beauty and meaning right there, in the present moment.
And that really is the core message, isn't it? Life is not a race. The goal is not to just get to the end as fast as you can, ticking off a bunch of achievements on your way. The meaning is found somewhere else entirely.
The philosopher Alan Watts had the most perfect way of putting this. He said, life is like music. When you listen to a song, you're not just rushing to get to the final note, are you? No, the whole point is the song itself, the melody, the rhythm, the feeling. The meaning is found in the playing of it. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. In your own life, right now, are you actually taking the time to listen to the music? Or are you just rushing to get to the end of the song?